I need better lighting. Now I'm trying to see if I should take my headband off. But no, I'll leave it on. Good evening, diary readers, new and old, and good evening to the onlookers. That's what I'll call those who are not subscribed. Speaking of subscription, if you find yourself coming to my channel more than just a few times, I need you to hit that like button. And I'm going to need you to subscribe. I have not gone live in so long, and I miss it. And so I'm just so eager, but I freaking need better lighting, and I don't know what to do about it. That helps a little bit. Hold on. That helps. I gotta ghetto rig this. 1 second. Y'all know I always just dive right in, so I don't wait for people to get in, because the way we work, I talk, you listen when you can. All right, let me ghetto rig this a little bit, because I need better freaking lighting. There we go. I kind of feel like I should just take my necklace off, because you can't even see it. I'm just going to do some light makeup. That way I don't look crazy. I mean, I guess I look okay, but you know, I don't like always showing my acne scars. Like when I'm on camera, I always got to put some powder or something on. I don't need any heavy foundation because I'm not going anywhere. But like, let me see. There we go. Boom. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, so I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just going to go to the gym. Aston is asleep. I already just changed her diaper, and I already knew she was tired. So she fell asleep. So I got her in her room, laying down. I'm just looking for some primer. I probably should keep my head up. You gotta keep your head up. Yeah, I need to keep my head up because every time I look down, it goes dark. Okay. Come on, light. Come back to me. Focus, focus, focus on me. All right. Let's see. I already moisturized my face, but that was like hours ago, so it feels dry now. You know, in the winter, everything dries out way quicker. So I'm just gonna put a little bit. So yeah, so since my last vlog, I had been recorded that, but I just didn't post it, you know, because I was like, it took me a minute to like, I had already recorded it and edited it, but I'm like, I didn't want to put that on my channel. I'm like, oh, because you know, I'm like, I just do not want to be, you know, that cliche baby mama always getting into it with the child's father. But you know, that's just the reality of the situation in the moment, you know. When you got feelings like heavily invested like that, people get real crazy. And when those feelings aren't reciprocated, look at me putting on all this primer like I'm really about to be doing a full face. I haven't been able to go live for a while because my phone cracked. The screen on my phone is cracked like severely, miserably. And I just have not gotten a new phone. I need to, but I always just end up postponing it, and then I end up buying new things. Like, not new things, I end up buying other things. Okay, so I'm gonna brush out these eyebrows. But yeah, so since the screen was cracked, whenever I would try to go live, I wouldn't be able to like press the button. Certain buttons I couldn't press because the screen was cracked so bad. And I was like, that's lame. But thank goodness I'd still be able to like edit and upload my videos. So anyway, so since my last video was so negative, or I considered it to have been so negative, I was going to do a story time. And I couldn't think, like, I have so many stories because I always say my life is like a movie. And I could not think what to tell, like where to start, where the freak to start. And so I think I'm gonna just do some powder first and then my eyebrows. Whenever I do my actual full face, like an actual makeup routine, I always do my eyebrows first. But I'm thinking to just do powder and then do my eyebrows and all that other stuff. That's what I'm thinking. Ooh. But first, let's put this color corrector on by e.l.f. But whenever I use this, it like when I blend it out and put my powders on, it be making my skin look red. But that's when I'm doing my light makeup look, you know. So I'm just putting like powder over it. Let me see. Yep. I've just been wearing my natural hair, giving it a break because, you know, I do have bleached, color treated hair, and when I used to dance, I was putting a lot of heat on it, like on a daily basis, and I didn't have to. I could have used my flexi rods, but yeah. So I have bleached, color treated hair, and heat damage. So I've been giving it a break all month. I've been wearing my natural hair, and I wear it a lot last month too. I don't know why I'm shaking this, trying to air dry it. I really should have that light plugged over here somewhere, but whatever. I hate that it keeps going dark, like the screen keeps going dark. Anywho, so yeah, so I decided for the story time that I was going to do, I decided I was going to do my college experience. You know, that one time I went to college for a semester. Excuse me. And that's live, so I can't edit that out. Whatever. Anywho, I heard Aston in there. I'm like, I know she is not waking up already. But yeah, so I was going to do a story time. I still could do that video. But I wanted to upload something fun and positive and upbeat to refocus, shift the attention off of all that drama and sadness. But I'm gonna do some updates first, cause I don't know, like my mind was just racing with all the things to talk about. I do need to get my nails done. I haven't gotten them done in a few weeks. You see that? And these are my natural nails. Like I don't do press-ons or acrylics or anything. I just wear my natural nails. So when I go to the nail salon, I have them use the powder dip. And I've been doing that for years. And my nails are naturally long. And so my sister one day, she was like, I don't know why. Like when I used to always get my nails done at the shop, like when I used to always do acrylics. And so when I had took a break from dancing, I think Aston woke up. Because she already took her long nap earlier this morning. And she just laid down just now. So this is going to be like a short nap, like an hour, maybe 2 hours max. But it sounds like she's trying to wake up right now. So I'll check on her in a little bit. But anyway, so my sister, she was like, I don't know why you don't just wear your natural nails. She was like, I don't know why you don't just have them paint your natural nails. They're long and they've always been long. But when I used to work in the clubs, I would always wear acrylics. So I was always having them trim down my natural nails, like keep them short. And so then when I stopped dancing, I let my natural nails grow out. And I was like, yeah. So that's what I've been doing for like a year now. I've just been doing powder dip. A few times I did gel polish on my natural nails. But yeah, these are my natural nail length. This one, I'm not flipping the bird, but you see my middle finger, this one broke off because, you know, my nails are kind of weak. So that's why I be taking my vitamins to strengthen them. But yes, I just get powder dip. And then lately I've been loving the French manicure. I feel like the older we get, the more you settle into like your grown woman era, like the more you become more feminine and all that. So like when I was younger, I don't know what I'm about to do to my face next. That's why I'm like looking down and stuff. I think I'll just do my eyebrows and then I'll do some powder. But yeah, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I was so gaudy. I really think Aston woke up. No, she didn't wake up. I just hearing noises. Goodness, are you hearing things? I'm looking for a brown eyebrow pencil and sharpen it. Because I know I have another one, a better one, but I don't feel like looking for it. Anyway, yeah, so when I was a teenager, I was real gaudy. And then, of course, it got toned down. Like, once I was about 19, 19, 20, I just was toning everything down. And it just stayed toned down for all these years. And then now it's more like I love a nice preppy look for myself. So I like a nice feminine preppy look for myself. I love skirts and dresses. It's so funny because I was such a tomboy as a child. Like I did not like dresses when I was younger. I don't need to do anything crazy with my eyebrows because I'm not going anywhere and these are already too dark. Okay. I've only been on for 13 minutes. I feel like I've been talking way longer. Anywho, I like that arch. I like the way that looks. That's cute. You know when you don't intend on going nowhere and then you do your makeup and then it's like, nah, I gotta go somewhere. I have to be seen. I feel like the season I am in life is more like a be still season. Like just chill. Like allow myself to be planted. Mm. Boop, boop, boo, doo, 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 doo. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I'm trying to. These two never match. They never match. But where am I going anyway? Nowhere. I'll go downstairs to the gym and work out for a little bit. Rightfully so, because I am bloated from my lunch. Anyway, I'm all over the place, aren't I? Oh, so speaking of my college experience and talking about like as a teenager, I used to be so gaudy. So I went to art school. I went to Columbia College Chicago. Funny fact, my mom went there too. She graduated. I didn't. I went for one semester. I was a hot mess when I as a teenager. I was a bit problematic. Let me see. I'll use this. I would find myself getting into it with people. Not often, but sometimes. So when I went to college, it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I networked. I made some good connections, but I did not work well with people. Mm. Look at me doing like actual makeup. I'm supposed to just be putting powder on. Just because I did these eyebrows a bit much, so I gotta conceal them to tone them down. And I'm just using this webcam as a freaking mirror. Mm. But anyway, yeah. So I went to Columbia College. I think I took a year off. But I went to Columbia College for a semester. And before I got there, I had to go through like a bridge program, which is when it's like your grades aren't terrible, but they aren't the best, but you're still accepted. They're still going to accept you, but you just gotta complete a summer program. So that's what I had to do. I think it was because I took a year off too. But yeah. Mm-mm-mm. And so I did that, and then this friend that I had in high school, he was going to the same school as me at the same time, and I was like, you didn't even say anything, but we weren't like best friends, super close. You know, we like passed through friends. So yeah, so we were like really close during the bridge program. And like the teachers would try to separate us so we could like talk to other kids and stuff. It was cool though. I made good connections with people like in the dance community. He went for fashion. I went for film and video because I'm a writer and a visionary. So I didn't want to just write stories. I wanted to see my stories come to life. I was going to go and study abroad and everything. Like I was going to do a semester in France. So the reason I did not finish is because I did not work well with others. And I got called out on it by my instructors. And then I kind of let that derail me. I was like, whatever. I was like, I don't need to go to school for arts. I'm an artiste. When really, I should have just freaking learned how to play with others, but it's no big deal. So anyhow, so another girl I went to high school with, she was going there too. I actually don't know what she was majoring in. I think journalism or whatever. And so I went with her for her like, what did they have? She was going to be staying on campus. We both lived in the suburbs. We all lived in the suburbs, all three of us. I was going to commute because it's just like a train ride to the city. It was no big deal. I was going to commute and she was living on campus. So they kind of had like this little thing for the kids that were moving in on campus. So I helped her move in. Her parents helped her move in as well. And then once her parents left, then it was kind of like, okay, now we could really like be ourselves and like talk to everybody, like really mingle, you know? And so once her parents left, you know, like I was super flamboyant. I've always been like a social butterfly, but I was like really flamboyant when I was younger and super outgoing. And so I knew she was going to be living on campus and I was going to be commuting. And I felt like her big sister or something, like I had to look out for her because I'm like, I'm not going to be here with you or for you every day. And so I was like, you gotta make some friends, girl. Cause it's not hard for me to make friends. Like, I have a magnetic personality. It's not hard for me to strike up conversation with people when I feel like it. Sometimes I can be introverted and shy, and sometimes it do take me a second to warm up to people. But for the most part, I could be a social butterfly when I need to be, when I want to be. I gotta look in the mirror every now and again because it look one way on camera and it could look totally different in real life. Okay, so yeah, so that's what we did. So I took her by the hand and we went door to door and we just knocked on everybody's door, introduced ourselves, and it was like a thing. Like we literally went down the entire dorm hall and I'm like, I'm so and so, blah blah blah. This is what I'm going to school for. I'm like, this is my girl, so and so, blah blah, like doing the whole introduction. And they introducing themselves, and like I could tell some people like caught off guard, like everybody's trying to move into the dorms. This is the first day of trying to move into the dorms. Everybody's trying to move into the dorms. So they like, who are these two crazy girls knocking on our door, just talking about a whole bunch of nothing, just doing introductions. So what I did, I was like, introduced ourselves. They introduced themselves. I said, come on, we finna go to the next door and we're gonna meet our next neighbor. And it became like a greeting train. And I made it fun. I had all of us holding hands and, doing piggyback rides or whatever. And we just bouncing around, jumping, knocking on everybody's door. Hey, I'm so-and-so. And we're all just meeting each other, blah, blah, blah. Who are you? Tell us about yourself. We're bombarding people at this point. By the time we got the train going, and to this day, I can't believe these people like follow me. Like they're just going along with it. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's like the thing about me. Like people so easily warm up to me and they just go with me like wherever. And so anyway, so we're doing this and we got people joining the train and I'm like doing piggyback rides on people, like riding down the hall on different people's backs and stuff. And the funny thing is though, the dorm rooms, they were already going to have this event later that evening once everybody got settled in, because like I said, it was move-in day, so everybody had to get moved in. They were going to do like an intro thing already, but I already got the party jump started because I'm like, we're not going to wait till the evening because I'm not going to stay here that long. I need you to make some friends now before I leave. So that's what happened. So everybody's joining the train and we're coming in people's rooms. Once they open the door and we do our intro, we're coming in people's room and we talking to them and then we pull them along to come back out in the hall with us and keep going. So obviously it's only so much space. It's only so many dorms on the floor. And so we like, let's take it to the, what kind of room was it called? I don't know, rec room. Let's call it a rec room. I'm like, let's take it to the rec room by this point because it's like pretty much all of us. And I met, well, me and her, we met all types of people. We met like this one girl was a model and she was telling us tricks of the industry. And we met people that were like other film majors, other writers, other journalists, all types of things. That's the thing about our school. It doesn't matter what your major is. Network your butt off because you never know who you're going to need. Like, don't look down on the writers, the people who are doing journalism, because they could write your hot new, like, story about your, like, if you're doing writing or you're doing movies, they could write, what's it called? Like, a published, what the frick is it called? It's something, but yeah, a published story, whatever it's called. But they could write a story for you about your hottest new thing coming out. You just got to network your butt off when you're in school. And that was the thing. So we all get in there. And of course, you got these young teenagers, 18, 19 or whatever. So we up in there playing different little college games, getting to know each other. We're doing never have I ever. Oh my goodness. And back then, I was not dancing back then. And so somebody challenged me to twerk. And I was I was fun, flamboyant, and outgoing, but one thing, I never wanted to be perceived as ratchet. So I was like, no, I don't twerk. And then years later, hello. And so anyway, but yeah, like we're doing all these crazy story times and things we never done and crazy games, but it was never like anything too crazy. It never got out of control. And then lo and behold, the little event that they had planned for the evening started, and the older crowd came in, and they're like, "Oh, you all are here and on time," and we're all like in good mood, bouncing around, and we're like, "Oh, we already started before you guys." Like everybody pretty much got to know each other, right? So they do their little intro thing, not as fun as what we did, what we had going on, but literally, like, it was a whole vibe. It was so lively that night. Everybody was like coming out of their shells, because at this point it didn't feel awkward. You know how, like, when you're in school and the older crowd, they try to make you guys become friends and network, and it's kind of awkward. It's like, oh, you know, like your parents are making you be friends with their friend's baby, like stuff like that. It wasn't like that. We already introduced ourselves to each other on our own, and it felt natural. And so everybody was cool at that point. And so when they were done doing their thing, I'm like getting tired at this point, and I'm like, okay, I pretty much did my work, so I'm kind of ready to go a little bit. And so some of the group, they're like, oh, let's keep the party going. Like, you know, we're teenagers, 18, 19, but we can still get into some clubs or whatever. You can't really get into bars unless you got that type of pool. But they like, we want to go hit the town. They like, come on, you girls started this. They like, let's go, let's hit the town. They like, we finna hit up some clubs, and I think they might have mentioned some bars, because most of us were 18 and 19, but it probably could have been some people in their early 20s. But for the most part, we were 18, 19, you know, like we were freshmen in college. And so I was tired, but you know, me back in the day, I was down for a good time. And so I was like, yeah. And for some reason, like I'm over here like, heck yeah, let's go. I got my ID. I'm dressed for the occasion. I had a cute little outfit on. I'm like, let's go. Let's night on the town. Let's meet some strangers, get into some strange things. Let's do it. And then my girl, though, it was weird. I don't know why she did this, but she was like, oh, like she became timid. It was weird. She was having a good time all day. Like one thing about her, that girl was kind of strange. She had multiple personalities. Like she'll be acting like she was with it, and then I know her, she'll act like she was shy. And I'd be like, what do you, but you know, I don't like to force people to do anything. And so I was just really confused. I'm like, why are you acting all shy and nervous? Like they said, like we started this, we talked to everybody. Like we know everybody at this point. They about to go out without us. We can go. Like I don't know why she didn't want to go. I don't. I don't know why she didn't want to go. And if it was a thing about money, like I had some money. I didn't have a lot of money. Like we're teenagers, we're 18, 19, but I wasn't thinking about money. I like the way I was when I was younger, I always got whatever I wanted because I would just ask for it. And that's one thing my sister could never understand. She'd be like, you literally walk into stores and restaurants and you ask people to buy you stuff. Yeah. Because either I ain't got no money or I don't want to spend the little money I do have. So I would just ask people because, you know, I was always nice and decent looking. And so I'm like, buy this for me, please. So I'm like, it's no different than if we go to the nightclub, you know, hello, whatever you need, like ask somebody to pay for you to get in. Like I didn't know why she didn't want to go. And it kind of turned me off. And so I was also embarrassed because I'm like this big personality and like I'm turning everybody down to like go out. And so I was like, oh no, we kind of tired now. We just gonna stay in. And so I just spent the night with her in her dorm because I told her I would. I was like, I'll stay with you for the night just so you can feel. It switched up the night. I was like, that was weird. But you can't force people to do stuff they don't want to do. But I didn't understand it. So that's how we started off our first semester at Columbia. And so I just kept running into people that I went to high school with. And it was in a good way. It was cool. Like I'd be out on the streets doing a project with my little film group. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's the other thing. That's how I learned how to edit. And that's when I learned that I did not want to be an editor because I knew I wanted to write scripts. I wanted to produce the movies. I wanted to do the casting. And I thought I was going to film it and produce it. Once we got our first project and we had to freaking edit that thing, and it was a short video. It was a 5-minute video, and we had to edit that. It was so tedious. And it had no sound. And we had to place sound over the images. So, okay, so the image could be of a person grabbing an item. You got to make a sound with that. It can't just be silent. So you have to like watch the moment that they hand reaches this thing and grasp it, and you got to play sound over it at the exact moment. So I had to sit there at the computer and I had to slice the image at the exact time. It was so tedious. And then you have to get the same exact image at different angles. So you have to get this image straight on, then you have to get it from this angle, from that angle, and you have to slice it at the exact time to make it look like it's the same image, just at different angles. I said, I'm not doing this. I'm doing it for the project because I'm in school. But I said, no, I'm not going to do this. I will pay somebody to edit this mess. I'm going to pay somebody to be the cameraman and the editor, and that's why it be taking, editing takes time. Forget these little 20, 30-minute videos. Those 1-2 hour videos, those take weeks, even months. Like, it's it's a lot. Okay, what are we going to do? So anyway, I was super excited when I went into my film classes. Of course, I had to take other general classes, but like English and stuff, that was okay because I'm good at writing. I'm good at English. I'm an orator. I'm a writer. So that was fine. Math. I used to be really good at math in high school, so that was okay too. I only had one class where the teacher was like a butthole to me. He was so mean to me, and I couldn't act cute or anything with him because he seemed so uninterested. So I just had to ignore him. I was like, one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to kiss somebody's butt. I mean, if for whatever reason you want to be mean to me, that's on you. I'm just going to do my assignments and freaking pass this little class and never see you again because you're strange. But yeah, he used to go in on me. He'd be like, this was the assignment. He used to get on me about everything, like I was not doing my assignments correctly. And I'm like, okay, so clearly I just misunderstood. So you need to calm down. You're just I'm not going to say an angry person. Like, you get worked up easily. That's what that is. You strange. I don't know what you got going on in your personal life, but once you come up in these doors, you need to leave that there. Leave that on the other side of the door. Teach the class and keep it moving. I don't need all this attitude. Just say, you misunderstood the assignment. This is what I meant, and you didn't do that. Keep it like that. You're doing too much at this point. So when people act crazy around me, I ignore them. Because I'm like, at this point, you're acting in a way that I'm not able to receive you. So the best response is to ignore you because there's too much going on for me right now. So I just cut him out of my mind, out of the equation. I was like, he just that one teacher. That's who you are. You that one professor. Then I had another professor. He was really cool. But since, okay, you guys, here go this little story. Since I didn't get along well with everybody in my film group, okay, so I guess they told on me and snitched to me to the teacher that I wasn't playing fair and getting along with people. And so he went from like being like this with me to like he wasn't feeling me no more. Once they snitched on me, he like, no, you got to learn how to work with people. And then he'll like make little comments in class about like stuff that they would tell me. So, okay, so this is what happened. Okay, I had a big personality, right, when I was younger. I kind of still do, but, when you grow older and mature, you tend to tone down a bit. So I was all big, flamboyant, and loud and boisterous. And, I was a hothead at times. Like, now, I think through things more. I don't get offended so easily. But back then, I wasn't thinking through stuff. I would take offense to things. I always wanted my way or the highway. I would be manipulative. I would let people in my group think that things were their idea when really it was my idea, and I just manipulated them into doing what I wanted them to do. So anyway, so the point is, we had projects, and so it was me. I was the only girl in the group. So it was me. It was this like hefty Jewish boy, and then it was this other hefty Hispanic boy, And then it was this older, I think he was like biracial, older male. He was like in his 40s. And he said when he was younger, he applied to Columbia, but he said he couldn't afford it. So he waited till he got his 40s when he could afford it, and he went to school. Me, I just took out regular student loans like everybody else and grants. That's how I went to school for 1 semester. And so anyway, so that was my group. So it was the 4 of us. They already pre-assigned groups for us. And so anyway, so our first assignment, we had to do a video, and okay, don't laugh at me. Okay, this was the video idea that we landed on. So the video idea, of course, it was my idea that we landed on was, it was them neighbors too loud. Anyway, so it was a pimp, his prostitute, and like a trick, but the trick wasn't really important. Well, he kind of was. Okay, so it was basically the prostitute got played by the trick, like he didn't want to pay her for her services. So the pimp had to step in, and that was our little story time. That was our little video that we had to make for class. And we picked that because I wanted something interesting, spicy, that'll catch people off guard. And yeah. And so we filmed it, right? And we also had to take pictures because you got to do pictures to go with your story. And so what happened was, I had to be, I was the only girl in the group, so I had to be the prostitute. But looking back, I could have made one of the boys be the prostitute because they do that. There are male prostitutes. But anyway, so I had my little skimpy dress on because, I used to go clubbing when I was 17. So I had my little club dress on from back in the day or whatever. And then I had my little heels. But I wasn't like super sexy and sexual when I was a teenager. Like I was mainly flirty. So I did not go braless. But that type of dress you couldn't wear a bra with. I mean, if you wore a bra, it had to be strapless. Like you really had to like do tape or something, make sure you can't see your bra strap or anything, in any way. And so anyway, so I was wearing this white bra with this green animal print zip up dress. It was like a halter dress. So it zipped up right here in the middle, and then it had these little halter straps, and the back was out. So you could see my white lace bra. And so the older guy in the group, he's like, oh my goodness. He's like, her bra is showing. He's like, you got to take that off. I was like, why I take my bra off? I was like, we just finna do this quick little video. And that's it. Like, we ain't got to be, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. But yeah, you did have to take the project more seriously. But, I wasn't thinking like that. And so anyway, so the point is, this is our first project. Everything was smooth until it was picture time. So so one of the kids, either the Jewish boy or the Hispanic boy, I don't remember, it was so many years ago. One of them is playing the trick, and one of them is doing the camera, like being the cameraman. And then the older guy, he is taking the pictures. And so we were done filming, right? And I'm getting changed back into my regular clothes. We filmed in an alley. We filmed in an alley in Chicago near the school. And I'm getting changed into my regular clothes again. And he's taking pictures still. And I'm like, what are you still taking pictures for? I'm like, boy, you ain't got to take pictures right now. I'm trying to think of what I'm about to do. I'm going to do my highlight a little bit because I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, so I'm like, what are you still taking pictures for? I was like, we're not filming right now. He's like, I wasn't taking pictures. My camera just went off. And I'm like, boy, I didn't say this, but I was thinking like, boy, you must think I'm stupid. Like, why are you taking pictures of me when we're done filming? Don't be taking pictures of me. And so anyway, so that was like when I kind of started like being a little mean to him because I don't like when people be trying to be like deceptive with me. Because like I said, when I was younger, I was very manipulative. So I felt like it was an insult to my intelligence if somebody tried to deceive me. Because I'm like, boy, do you think I don't know the game? Like, come on. I play the game, so you can't play me. Like, but yeah, so I would be a little mean to him and stuff. And then we had to exchange numbers, obviously, to work in a project together. We had to exchange numbers, but I didn't want to give him my number because he just always kind of acted weird, like towards me. That's just how I perceived it at the time. Maybe it was innocent, and like I said, like I was very short fused when I was younger, so I could have perceived it wrong. Maybe it was innocent, or maybe he was low key trying to flirt with me, interested, or whatever. But whatever it was, I just didn't like him, and so I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give him my number. I'll give everybody else in the group my number, and we'll contact like that. But I'm not gonna give him my number because I don't want him to misuse it and mishandle it, like inappropriately. Like, don't be messaging me or calling me. That's what I was thinking back then. Like I'm telling you, I was a hothead. Like I always have to explain to people if they knew my family, like if you met my siblings and like my dad passed away, but if you knew my dad, like we get our temper from my dad. Like my dad was short fused, and so me and my siblings, we're all quick. But thank goodness for deliverance. I'm not like that anymore because that's too much energy. All right, I'm not doing any eyeliner because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna do this little mascara and some blush and contour. But yeah, so that's kind of how what started, like set the tone. So we would do our projects and stuff, and I don't know. I really don't know. Like it's been so many years, but it must have been a lot going on, like a lot of bumping heads and stuff, and us not getting along in the group. So they told on me. So at the end of the semester, when the teachers do their student review, my teacher, he would pull some of us students to the side and talk to us personally. And so he did that with some of us. And he pulled me to the side and talked to me and was basically just talking to me about like my behavior and stuff and how I wasn't getting along with people in the group. Oh, this is supposed to be like an eyelash extension. Yes. Lash Amplifying Serum by Clinique. I got it when I bought this perfume. Oh my freaking eye. Anyway. That's real life. What the frick? Okay. Not getting along with nobody and stuff, and I wasn't able to receive that. I was kind of upset that he was talking to me like that. I couldn't receive what he was saying. And then after he dismissed me, then he had this other girl in our class, this girl who I was kind of cool with, and she was like a little skinnier than me, but we both were short, petite little girls, but she was Caucasian or whatever. And then he gonna take her for the little one-on-one conversation that he was doing with some of the students. But he told her, he was like, okay, you and me, let's go grab a drink at Starbucks. I was like, so you gonna go talk to her privately alone at Starbucks, but the rest of us, we gotta get talked to in the hallway, and then you dismissed me? I was like, nah, there's some favoritism going on up in here. I didn't like it. But yeah, so what else happened? And then when I was in school, I was meeting all types of people. I'm telling you. Of course, I'm not in communication with any of them now. Like, how long has it been? What age am I? 30, and I was in college at 19. A freaking 11 years. Oh my goodness, freaking 11 years. What am I looking for? I'm looking for one of my brushes. Yep. And I was actually staying with my two older sisters because they lived in the city of Chicago. I lived in the suburbs at the time with my family. And to make the commute shorter and easier, I just stayed with my two older sisters. And so I was taking like the CTA and stuff. And so like I had one class that got out late at night. It would get out at like 10 o'clock at night. And I was waiting on the bus to get back to my sister's place. And then that's when I met one of my friends. He told me he was tired of all the women he was talking to and he wanted to find somebody who was like artsy and like educated. And at the time I had like these poetic justice braids in my hair. It was during the winter and I had on, I had on a nice black coat and stuff. Like I just looked, artsy. I used to dress so flamboyant and crazy when I was in art school. My goodness. I used to wear the wildest things because I'm like, it's freaking Colombia. Everybody know we're freaks here. Like freaks in like a weird way, not in a kinky way. Like everybody, that was our thing. They knew, like it was different colleges down there. And but people knew the Colombian students because we would always be so wildly dressed. Like flamboyant, outlandish, just crazy. And so I just would always express myself through fashion and stuff. But that night I was more toned down. And so he walked up to me and he was like, excuse me. And you know me, back then, I did not want to be bothered. I was so used to guys always trying to holler at me. I was like, ugh. I literally did this. It was winter time. I had my back towards him and I literally did this. I was like, like I rolled my eyes. I was like, oh my goodness. Because I was so used to like guys trying to hit on me. And I was like, I do not want to be bothered. It's 10 o'clock at night. I don't want your company. But he was persistent. And I will tell you, that's how a lot of guys got me. Their persistence. Because if the same person keep coming around, it's hard for me to just keep saying no after so many times. Like, boy, then I just done told you. Goodness. So he kept saying, excuse me. And I was like, so I just turned around slowly. He was like, hi. And he introduced himself and stuff. And I looked at him and then he did look kind of artsy too. And so I was like, I guess it wouldn't be so bad to associate with him. And then we became really good friends, like nothing sexual. Like we never hooked up ever. We became good friends for a few good years. And then of course, I moved to Arizona and stuff, so, we lost in touch. But when I came back to Illinois, we got back in touch, and then I was pregnant. But he had a baby, too. But we never got to get the kids together. But he was a really good friend. We hung out a lot when I was in college. What else? Who else? I met a lot of people in college. Oh, my goodness. But that's all the main stuff I could think of. Has it really been an hour already? Goodness. Whoa. Sorry, I had to turn off Aston's milk because I was doing her feeds for 4 o'clock. That's why I was like, has it been an hour already? Goodness, just talking. I'm rubbing lotion in now because I had to wash that makeup off my hands. She's still asleep, so I'm just going to wait before I take the cord out of her stomach because I don't want to wake her up. But I disconnected her from the machine. Anyway, I was about to contour my nose. So, okay. I don't even remember what I was saying. I had lots of fun in school. Oh, and when I was in school, that's when I started reading the Bible. So I would read every night at that late night class that got out at like 10 o'clock at night. So I would get back really late. And then I'd shower and stuff and do whatever homework I had to do. And then before I laid down and went to bed, I would just read like a psalm at night or a proverb. But yeah, I started growing a lot spiritually. When I was in college, I was like a cliche broke college student. I eat one meal a day now. In college, I would be lucky if I ate a meal a day. Like I remember one day, literally, I ate like a nutty bar and possibly some chips, and that's all I ate the entire day. But I didn't notice because I was so busy. Like I had morning class, an afternoon class, that late night class, and then I had to get my projects done. I had to do my editing. I had to do filming. I had to meet with my group members, my field group members, to put together whatever projects we had to do. I had to read books. So it's like I didn't even notice because I was always ripping and running around. I felt so special though because like I have my school ID that gave me a lot of access to a lot of things. Oh, I would use my school ID also to get food sometimes. Like I would go to the library or whatever. And then, like I said, I would always run into people that I went to school with. And so sometimes they would buy me lunch or whatever. And then people like, I've always been fairly petite, but after high school, I lost a lot of weight after high school. Because in high school, I used to eat meat. I didn't become vegan until I was like, when did I become vegan? Like maybe like 23. I think I became vegan at 23. And then after that, I just kind of stayed with being vegetarian. So after high school, I lost a lot of weight because before high school, I ate meat and I had really big breasts. Like I was a double D in high school. And people always knew me for my boobs. Like if they were looking for me, they'd be like, they would refer to me as like Big Titty Medina. They'd be like, who, Big Titty Medina? Yeah, I just saw her, whatever. That's how they referred to me. But I also had a little gut because all that meat, like I did not eat good when I was a teenager. Oh, goodness, no. I would eat meat. I remember one summer I just sat down eating cake batter because I used to love when my mom would bake cakes and I would love to like lick the spoon. So one summer, like I would literally just make cake batter and freaking eat that. But I never weighed more than like 129. That was the biggest I've ever weighed in my life. Other than when I was pregnant. But anyways, after high school, I was like, some things have got to change. You're not gonna catch me in no high school reunion looking like a big Betty. That's not gonna be me. So after high school, I started working out. I started doing Flirty Girl Fitness and Brazilian butt lift. And God bless me with good genes. It don't take much for me to maintain and get in shape. So I didn't really have to do too much. And eventually, a few years after that, I started doing HIIT, high intensity interval training, and what do you call it? Tone it up. That used to be my thing for years. But the point is, after high school, I lost a lot of weight by the time I got in college. And so I was pretty small when I was in school, when I was in college. And I was a film major. But when people who didn't know me would see me walking down around the school and stuff in the halls, they would always ask me, oh my goodness, are you a dance major? Because my body was always really toned. Oh my goodness. Goodness, I need to charge this laptop. Thank goodness I'm almost done with my face. Yeah. And I didn't even do my mascara. Okay. I need to find my mascara. We're not going anywhere, you guys. We're going to go to the gym and work out, and that's it. So I'm about to wash this off after I finish working out. Ooh, what am I doing? I like to use this base. But like I said, I'm not going anywhere. So usually I would use this base. Fine, I'll just do it. Mm. But yeah, that's my little story about my college experience. Of course, there's more little things, but that's what I can mainly remember for right now. After after that, I did start dabbling into fashion. Oh no, I'm about to go to the gym. I don't need to do my bottom lashes. And so I was considering becoming a film major. And even back then, when I was 19, I wanted to open up a clothing store, like a storefront in the city. I was going to call it Baby Dolls. I was going to call it Baby Dolls, and like the decor for the store was going to be pink and black. Pink, black, and crystals. And of course, back then I was all flamboyant and crazy dressing. So it's going to be like crazy clothes for the crazy kids. And my opening for the store, my big ribbon cutting ceremony, was going to be, I was going to have the models wearing the clothes, and they were going to be in the windows of the store, and they were going to be like just dancing, like little go-go dancers. That was going to be my big ribbon cutting ceremony. And so what ended up happening at the end of the semester, I got an email from the film department, the head of the film department. And he's like, yeah, I heard, because remember my project partners snitched on me saying I didn't get along well with them and stuff. So he's like, yeah, I heard you have trouble working with people. He's like, in this industry, you got to be able to work with people, blah, blah, blah. And so he's like, I want you to be able to come back next semester, but I just need you to tell me like what happened, what's going on. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. But then I was like, I thought about it because, like I said, I was young, immature, and a hothead, and stupid. And so then I was like, no, I'm not going to sit here and tell him what happened, because then nothing happened. Like, I can't feel no type of way if they weren't getting along with me. That's how I was thinking. So I was like, no, that's okay. I don't need to come back next semester. I was thinking about becoming a fashion major. I was about to switch my majors anyway, which was stupid because that's what I really loved, and I was really passionate about it. And I already had so many, even though I didn't get along well with my project mates, I still networked really good with a lot of other people, Yeah. I don't know. Just like people gravitate towards me for some reason. And yeah, okay, boom. Because I was going to put another eyelash on, and my thing is going to die. I need to charge it. So yeah, so I ended up not going back. That's why I only did one semester in college, because I was like, I don't need to go to school for film. I know I've been blessed with the ability to write. All I gotta do is write and get my stuff out there. I was like, and I don't need to go to school for fashion. Probably should have. because now I'd be doing a lot of research on my own, and it would have been easier if I went to school. Because fashion, you definitely got to network your butt off for that to get in that industry. So I should have switched my major and did fashion, but it's okay. Um, what am I looking for? I think I'm done, right? No, highlights, highlights. That's what you want from me. Okay, I'm done. Boom, 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 boom. And that's my little gray, classy, like classy with a